What's up, Tech Gang? Stefan here from TechRight. Today we're going to be unboxing the new Moto G Stylus 2022. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. I am a little bit under the weather, so my voice is going to be a little different. Maybe you guys can tell. But anyways, we have the Moto G Stylus 2022 right here. This device just dropped a few days ago, so I'm super excited about this, and I feel like most people on this channel are excited about this as well. As you guys know, this brand replaced LG for the budget stylus devices. Now we're going to be unboxing this. I'm going to be giving you my first impressions and what I think about this device. But this device is going to retail for $299, so a $300 device right here. If you guys do want to pick this up, you guys can go ahead and use the affiliate link in the comment section and the description down below, because it actually does support the channel when you use that link, and I do get a little kickback that goes into buying more phones to review for you guys on the channel here. Now, I did get the Twilight Blue version of this device. There are two different colors. We have Metallic Rose and Twilight Blue, and I think both of the colors are really nice. Now, this device is going to have a MediaTek Helio G88. We are going to test this chip in gaming in later videos and in many other tasks, so if you guys want to go ahead and do so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, as well as turning on the notification bell. This device is going to have 6 GB of RAM, 128 GB of storage. We can also expand the storage via micro SD card, which is great to see. A lot of the time we don't see that. The device doesn't actually come with NFC, so just a heads up if you guys want to use other applications to pay for stuff using NFC, this device is not going to come with it. However, I saw a few people boot up the device, and when you get to the menu screen, you guys can actually set up your Google Wallet and put your card in there, so I'm sure there's some sort of Bluetooth option to go ahead and pay for goods and services electronically. But this device is going to be a 6.8 inch screen, 1080p. This is also going to have a PPI, a very high one actually, at 396. You know, super excited about this device. If there are any other specifications that I left out, I'm pretty sure I'm going to cover them all in this video, and we're going to do that right now. All right, everyone, let's go ahead and take the top off the box. The phone is going to be right here. We're going to put that to the side, save the best for last, obviously. First things we're going to get in the box are safety and regulatory guide. We also have our little manual right here to give you guys some instructions on how everything works. We also have our SIM ejector tool right here. We have our USB-A to USB Type-C data cable, and of course we have our wall charger, which is actually rated at 10 watts. Kind of cool that they have a wall charger in here. I know it's not 15 watts, but it's great that we actually get a wall charger in here, especially in 2022 when, you know, even budget phones like the A13 5G aren't receiving these. And that is all we have inside of the box. Now finally revealing that beautiful Twilight Blue color. As you guys can see, that looks really nice. It's gonna look nice in the sun. This device is going to be very similar to the flagships that you get from Motorola as well. They have the same camera module and the same style. So if you guys are walking around with this phone, this isn't going to look like a budget phone at all, as you guys can see. But taking a look at the back, we have this beautiful color. We have our Motorola emblem right here. We have our camera module up there that actually looks really cool. We have this little texture near the camera module, and it looks like carbon fiber, so that looks really nice. I like the way that looks. As far as our cameras, we have a triple camera setup. Our main one's going to be 50 megapixels, and that is going to be our wide PDAF camera. Our secondary is going to be 8 megapixels, and that is going to be our ultra wide, and our third one is going to be our 2 megapixel depth. We're at set device, and I'm really hyped about this, but we have our power button right there that actually doubles as a fingerprint sensor, so kind of cool right there. Love those side-mounted fingerprint sensors. Just above that, we have our unspaced volume up and down rocker. Top of the phone, we have our noise-canceling mic. Left side of the phone, we have our SIM tray. And bottom of the phone, look at that, we got a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, something that we do not receive on a lot of devices at this price range in 2022, and it's getting harder and harder to find, so great to see that. We have another noise-canceling mic. We have our single speaker down here. I believe this is only going to be a mono speaker, but I've heard good things so far. And we of course have our stylus, and there's something special about this stylus, and it's actually really cool because Motorola did actually listen to us. So when we made that video about the stylus being rounded at the back or at the base of the stylus, they did that, so you can fit in the stylus any way you want now. So I'm really liking that. I thought that was a good move. The great thing about the Stylus though, very hefty, very nice build. This feels extremely premium, to be quite honest, and I'm liking that build. So this is definitely made out of something like titanium, because it feels like gold, honestly, the weight of it. So that is really cool. But we are going to go ahead and boot this up and see how this goes. As you guys saw right there, we had a notification light, so that's great to see that we have that there. A lot of people missed that on previous Motorola devices, so nice to see it back here. This device is huge. So 6.8 inches, as I said before, this is going to have a 90 hertz display. So great that we have a 90 hertz display finally. They upped the refresh rate on this. That's something that is going to be an upgrade. As you guys can see, we do have some bezels at the top and bottom, left and right. They're honestly not too big. The screen to body ratio is going to be 84.6, so this is pretty average for a phone of this caliber. So I don't think this is going to be annoying just because the screen is so big at 6.8 inches. Still liking everything I see here so far. Now right off the bat, the display, as I said before, 1080p full HD display. This is going to have a 396 ppi and 90 hertz on here, and that 396 ppi is definitely showing because this looks very pixel dense and it looks very nice, honestly. We also have that 90 hertz display, which is great. That was definitely needed, a good little upgrade from the original Moto G Stylus, so nice seeing that here. Going to our drop down menu, we have our Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, mobile data, hotspot. We also have Dolby Atmos, as you guys can see right there, flashlight, all the basic stuff right here. We also have an in-house native screen recorder, so that's great to see. Screencast, GIF maker, nightlight, nearby share. Now everything is looking really good on this device so far, and at a $300 price tag, honestly, I would probably go with this device, but we're gonna keep on going through and we're going to see what else this has in store. We also have live caption and all these other things down here. I don't want to spend too much time on that because there are so many different things on this phone that I need to check out, because we have some cool stuff on here. Software we're going to be running on here is Android 11. As you guys can see, I'm pretty sure we're going to get an update to Android 12, so hopefully we're going to be seeing that in the coming months from Motorola. But this device so far looking really good. I just want to go ahead and test out that fingerprint sensor just to show you how accurate it is. There we go. Haptic feedback on this device is good as well, and the last try. So very consistent fingerprint sensor. You guys are not going to have an issue there. Obviously, the thing that people want the most is the Stylus. They probably bought this phone because of that. But if you go ahead and pop this out, this little menu will pop up right here, and we have a few different things on here. We have our GIF capture, I believe screenshot. We have some art right there, so if you want to go ahead and click on that, you can draw. We have our library. We have different projects if you guys just want to go ahead and start a project in the coloring book, so that's pretty cool. We have our keep right there, which is our notes, and you guys can actually go ahead and add notes like this, and we're just going to go ahead and test out the Stylus. Have not tested this out yet, so let's go ahead and test this. Let's write my name real quick. Cool, so let's go ahead and test out cursive. I know my handwriting isn't great. I haven't used cursive really since like school, so yeah, so it looks nice. I really do like the Stylus so far. Very accurate. We also have a ruler right there if you guys want to go ahead and take measurements and stuff. We can also use our text, and if you guys wanted to as well, we can change many different options. As you guys see, we have an eraser. Going to our pen, we can also change the colors. So we got blue right there. Let's go and pop that again. We have green. We can also make this thicker if you would like, which is cool. And we also have like our ballpoint pen, we have our marker, and we have a bunch of different other colors. And you guys can actually go ahead and make your own color if you'd like as well, using this little hue. So that's really cool. Really nice to see that. We're gonna go and check that and save, and then pop the Stylus back in. Really nice feeling Stylus so far. This is going to be a little bit heavier. I don't think it's going to be anything that's going to tire out your hand, to be honest. You would have to be in pretty bad condition for that to be a thing. But Stylus so far working well, and I really like it. It's definitely a little bit quicker than the original Moto G Stylus. I could tell that right off the bat. So there has been some good improvement here. Another thing that you guys are going to want to check out, since this is a Motorola device, is this little Moto application right here. Now this is our Moto Actions. If you guys go ahead and click on this, it is going to give you a bunch of different gestures and a bunch of different things you can customize, which is really cool. So if you guys want to go ahead and personalize your phone, you guys can go ahead and click personalize. We have a bunch of different options to go ahead and do so. We have styles and wallpapers right here. We're going to go into styles. It says welcome to styles. Styles lets you create custom themes with unique fonts, colors, icon shapes, and layouts. Themes may not work well with third-party launchers. So if you guys are using the Apex launcher, or a bunch of different launchers on the phone, if you guys are running your custom launchers, this may not work perfectly in unison with those launchers. But as you guys can see, we have different types of icons that we can change, different colors, which is really cool. We can also add themes, so we can change our font, as you guys can see. Let's go and change that. You can change the color of every icon, which is nice to see. We're gonna go ahead and keep that on this. I really like that color, actually. That looks nice. We can choose our icon shape as well. That is sick. Really like that. I actually like this one the most, so we're gonna go ahead and save that right there. We can also choose our layout. I'm gonna save it at 4x5, but if you really wanted to, you can go down to 3x4 or 5x6, which is cool. So we're going to save that there, and you guys can actually save your theme. So if you guys want to go back to default, you guys have custom themes that you want to run, and you want to switch it for the day, you guys can go ahead and do so. So if you want to apply theme 1, go ahead and apply, and that is going to go ahead and pop up on your screen. So I think that's really cool. I think that's something that a lot of people wanted, especially since people get bored with their phone very easily now. Our attention span is like a squirrel. So the wallpapers right here, if we go ahead and click on wallpapers, we have some interactive wallpapers, which is really, really cool. This is something that Samsung and many other companies do as well. We're going to test out this one right here. We're going to go ahead and download that, the famous Motorola notification, and we are going to go ahead and click on this, and we are going to set as wallpaper. So it says the wallpaper zooms in and out when you go to the home screen. So we're going to go ahead and set wallpaper to home and lock screen, and as you guys see, zooms in and out as it said. Really cool. Now we're going to try one more theme. Let's go ahead and try this one right here. Let's go ahead and download this. This is actually really cool. A lot of companies don't do this, and it actually works very well as well. So this one, same thing, zooms in and out. Boom. That looks sick, honestly. We're gonna go ahead and keep that one. I like this little mood right here. This kind of looks like a OnePlus background, to be quite honest, but that is really cool. We're gonna go ahead and back out of that. And speaking of backing out, it is gonna set you with gestures right here to go ahead and back out. But you guys are going to need to use 2 hands to actually use the gestures. Even with my big hands, it's really hard to back out just with 1 hand. So what I recommend doing, because I think they think you're going to be using the stylus the entire time, which is kind of weird, to be quite honest, because I don't know why people would be using that the entire time. They actually set the system navigation gestures to this, but I don't know who holds a phone like that. That's kind of weird, and this is going to be a really big phone. So for most people, they're not going to be able to wrap their hand around this phone. So what I recommend doing, if you guys aren't going to be using the stylus the entire time, is using the 3-button navigation. I believe turning that on is the best way to go with this device if you guys are not using that stylus again the entire time, because it is so hard to use system navigation buttons when you have to reach your hand around a behemoth of a phone. There's no way. That is not practical. That is not a practical system navigation. So that's just what I recommend you guys do outside of the box. We also have our gestures, we have our power touch, we have a 3-finger screenshot. We have a bunch of different things that you guys can go ahead and set up. So we're gonna go to the gestures right here and see how those work. Those always work pretty good. So twist your phone twice to open the camera anytime. So if you guys wanna open the camera, you guys see a fight, boom, open the camera, world star. So you guys can go ahead and open that up. We got power touch right here. Double tap on the power key for quick shortcuts. Now the power button is very sensitive since we have the fingerprint sensor on this, and I don't know why they put that as an option, so I would keep that off, to be quite honest. We also have our fast flashlight, which is our chop, and I think this one's my favorite as well as everyone else. This is definitely a fan favorite, and if you want to go ahead and turn that off, obviously double chop again. Motorola is definitely doing a good thing, and they're staying in the game, I feel like, just based off their gestures. Everybody loves that. We also have the 3-finger screenshot, so that's great to see. go ahead and take a screenshot easily. Again, 1, 2, 3. So you guys want to hold it for a second. 1 second, down, screenshot. Very easy. You guys can also edit the screenshot as well, popping out that stylus if you guys want to add a little something to it. So I thought that was cool. Little highlighter right here. But we do have a bunch of different gestures right here that we're not going to go into further detail, but we have lift to unlock, flip for do not disturb, pick up to silence, and swipe to split. So we have some really cool gestures. I feel like Motorola is definitely the king of gestures at this point, and that's what's keeping them different compared to every other brand out there. So really like the gestures on here. They all work well. Again, twist, double twist to open up that camera, chop for flashlight. Very basic stuff, but they work very well. Again, screenshot hold right there. Works nice, works flawlessly, works perfectly. Really like that. Next thing I want to go ahead and take a look at is going to be the camera. As you guys know, our rear facing camera is going to be 50 megapixels, 8 megapixels, and 2 megapixels. So we have a wide, ultra wide, and a depth camera. Other nice thing about this device is we actually do have a water repellent coating. We do not have an IP67 rating, but I'm pretty sure they just didn't want to pay for the certification, but that water repellent should be pretty decent. Getting into the camera, as you guys know, we have a 16 megapixel front facing camera if you saw the specifications. Now that 16 megapixel front facing camera is going to be a wide camera, so that's nice to see. And again, we also have a 50 megapixel main camera on the back, as you guys see right there, quad pixel. We have our 50 megapixel wide PDAF, secondary 8 megapixel ultra wide, and our third 2 megapixel depth. Now I am going to be in studio lighting right here, but we're going to go and take a photo and see how this looks just right off the bat. As you guys can see, we do have a macro mode though, and we also have 0.5 1 times, as you guys can see, but we're just going to take a good old fashioned photo right here and see how that looks. We have a fast shutter speed, so that's good to see. And it looks like you can take a pretty clear photo right there. Very clear and clean photos. So that's nice to see. I'm glad we still have a pretty solid camera on here, it looks like. And we're going to be doing many more photos on this device later on. We're going to do a whole photo comparison with many other devices. Now, it doesn't seem to give us an option to change the video settings. This looks kind of bad right now, honestly. We're going to have to do some samples on the video, but it doesn't look like it gives us an option to change the video resolution. It's going to be set at 1080p 30 frames per second, and you know, I'm not going to knock them for only having 1080p 30 frames per second, because 4K on a $300 phone is going to be a gimmick, considering the sensors that we have inside of this device, and 1080p 60 frames per second isn't going to work that well either. I'm still waiting on that. That's what's going to make a device more well-rounded. A $300 price tag is definitely upping the camera game and the software for the camera. But we're going to go ahead and test out the video later on, so definitely subscribe, as I said before, and stay tuned by hitting that notification button, because we definitely want to do an in-depth tour on this entire camera. But 1080p 30 frames per second, base resolution on a $300 device, really can't ask for more. And last and final thing, I just want to go and test out the video resolution and see how it looks in the YouTube application, as well as testing out the single mono speaker that we have at the bottom of the phone. We actually do not have a stereo speaker on this, which I don't think is that bad if it is a good speaker. So we're going to check out some video and see how this looks and sounds. Again, the PPI is very high on this device at 396. You don't really see that on a lot of budget phones. We also have our right there, we have our downscaled 1440p, 60 frames per second. So we're just going to go ahead and try that out. We're going to see how bright this gets as well, and we're going to see what these colors can do. Alright, so the video looks good. Colors actually look really good on this device. The reds look very, very nice on this as well, as you guys can see. Definitely not doing it justice through the video. Looks really good though so far. Colors look good, saturation looks good. Honestly, this looks as good as, you know, any other Samsung device like the A72 as far as the display. I feel like the saturation, colors, and everything looks really good. So that's definitely a pass on the screen. Good stuff, Motorola. And we have our music on here that we set up, non-copyright sounds, and we have our speaker. This is going to be a mono speaker, as I said before, and we're going to go ahead and test this out in 3, 2, 1, go. So this is going to be like any other speaker I feel at this price tag. I don't think it's going to be anything amazing, but it's definitely passable, sounds good, and definitely good enough to watch movies and videos on. One thing about this though, if you're gaming, you guys can easily cover this up. So just make sure to flip it the other way around when gaming, because it's very easy to cover up. So make sure to, you know, use some sort of grip like this when gaming, which is actually more comfortable in my opinion, like this. But you guys can cover it up easily if you hold it weirdly. So what is my verdict on the 2022 Moto G Stylus? I think everything here is definitely worth the $300 price tag. I know a lot of people were mad that we don't get 5G in this device, but I feel like there are many other things that make up for this. And some highlights are definitely the side-mounted fingerprint sensor. Very, very nice to see that. Also, our camera looks pretty solid as well. Moto actions and customization that we get in the Motorola application look great as well, and I think a lot of people are going to have fun with those. We also have a very nice screen, 1080p, a 396 ppi, and we have a 90 hertz refresh rate that was updated on here. It looks like we have a pretty good processor in here as well, so I feel like gaming is going to be decent. I'm going to be dropping a gaming video very soon, so definitely turn on those notifications. And you know, paired with 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of internal storage, of course our Stylus, our 3.5mm headphone jack, and the wall charger that you get in the box, which is kind of rare at this price point nowadays. Getting further and further into 2022, I feel like everything in here is very solid, and for a $300 price tag, it is a very, very good price. So far, before the review, my initial reactions to this device, this is definitely a solid device, and I would definitely recommend it at the $300 price tag. So definitely recommend this device. Really am enjoying this so far. Again, if you guys don't like big phones or phablets, I wouldn't get this because it is huge. But if you guys don't mind that, this is definitely a good option to pick up. So very solid phone. If you guys have any other comments, please leave them in the comment section down below and let me know what you guys think about this phone. But if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like down below, as well as subscribing if you're not part of the Tech Gang already. Also hit that notification bell if you guys want to be notified every time I do upload a new video. This has been Safon from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.